views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
The Jen-Royster-Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, is an inspirational hour that'll take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. Get ready to be transformed from Dr. Jen's live guided healing meditations and intuitive readings, and unveil the power of connecting to spirit, the angels, and your higher self. Dr. Jen is passionate about helping you find the answers you're looking for through an inward journey that'll strengthen your connection to spirit and help you trust your intuition. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jen Royster.
Hello, everyone. To the show. I'm Dr. Jen. And wow, first, before we even get going, I just want to say a big thank you to all the listeners and viewers. Last week's show really had a big response, and I want you to know I appreciate it. And I was overwhelmed, actually, which is what we're going to talk about today, with how this was resonating with you. That means that I'm working very hard to resonate what I'm supposed to be delivering. And I'm not just the only one out there working with this, but I just want to say that much response all at once like that was, we're all in this together. We were all feeling it. And if you missed that last week, that was with Archangel Raphael on the equinox that happened on Monday, March 20th. So now, what are we doing today? Now we're going to talk about, now that we're past the equinox and all those solar February things and all that shift that we were feeling revving and ramping up, now we've crossed into the new beginning. We're actually in it now. I have a helicopter going over, so you might hear that. Anyway, what is, we ramped up, and now we crossed over, and now we're in this. Okay, we're in this new beginning, and some of us just feel like we're being bounced around all over the place. If you're really new and you feel like you're just now waking up, whoa, overwhelming, but it's not a negative overwhelming. It might feel like that, and I want to explain that. We're going to explore some different perspectives and some different viewpoints that can help you decipher where you are in this whole game, okay? Nobody gets left behind in this ascension and this rising of the frequency, so to speak. If you're new to the show, we're metaphysical. We talk all about the energy. We work with the angelic realm for guidance. And in that process, that is shifting too. Why? Because we're now going to be resonating at a different frequency. We're busy calibrating to all of that because it was coming in so fast. Now, what we want to do is we want to talk about the new moon that's coming up on March 28th. It might be the 27th, depending on where you are in the world. That has some interesting dynamics as well. So we're just getting started, folks, with all this new energy. But I don't want you to feel like, oh, great, when's it going to be over? It's not like that. We continually evolve. That never stops. The movement of energy always is pushing to move forward and to go to the next place, the next level. And what we've been feeling is a little bit of everything. And I was really feeling that day too. Man, was I feeling that day. And it was interesting because I work on this all the time. And I'm just like you. We're all going through something brand new together. So it's not like I have any more experience than you do with this. I study a lot and I apply myself, and I've been connected for a while. I'm transitioning how I connect as well, and I'm going to be sharing that with you. But what was going on, right? Well, you might have been feeling a lot of physical. You might have been feeling emotional. You might have been feeling mental all over the place. And it felt like we were feeling, and I say we, because I know I'm probably not the only one, but I can share what I was experiencing. If this resonates with you, great. If you're not feeling any of this, that's fine too. you're probably in a different place. We're all in different places with this. So I'm speaking to the ones here that are feeling overwhelmed. They know they want spiritual ascension and growth. I want it, I crave it, I really want this. And then when it starts to happen, we feel a little, I call it deer in the headlight, right? And you're like, no, I don't know. It feels kind of weird. Those are normal responses that come from old programming. Let's put it that way. Our old self, which is what's going on here, our old self is transitioning. And at the same time, we have a new self developing and growing. And so you have a little bit of both, and you were feeling a little bit of everything when we were right on that equinox. You were feeling probably equal a little bit of yay, okay, what, that's what can cause that little bit of overwhelm. But I want to give you a perspective of the overwhelm in a positive way. When you feel something like that now, moving forward, just know that it's working and you're transitioning. And once you realize, I don't have to be afraid of it, I just have to experience it. You don't have to run from it. You don't have to try to avoid it. And it's natural when we first are going through something like this that we try to avoid it. And we think, oh, I'm on the spiritual path. Nothing can go wrong now. It's not that we won't feel life, because we are living here. Things happen. I've had plenty of mine happening too. It's how we respond to it and how we take it. We learn positively from it. We stop reacting, or we stop fighting it, or we stop resisting it, or we blame it on something else. This is old thinking, okay? Right now, we are going through such a where everything is changing ourselves. We're learning how to feel with our heart and make choices from the heart. That alone right there is why you are feeling so much more, because you are awakening. You are actually connecting. And if you've never connected and you've been very detached, you just go right through and you don't really feel it. Well, you have to get used to feeling. Part of that is getting used to that. And I'm going to tell you, I was feeling dizziness. I was feeling really tired. Then I was feeling really good. Then I was feeling very happy. Then I was feeling very melancholy. I mean, I was feeling, I don't know. I felt like I went through every emotion within a few hours on Monday during that equinox. It started on Sunday late, and then I was feeling all day. I just said, well, no, you're just feeling the shifting. So, and I listened and I tapped in, and eventually it was just know you're going through the shift and nurture the body, give the body what it needs. You may have been feeling like, why have I got so much piling on when I'm trying to get better and I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. We were feeling everything at the same time. You were going to feel your positive shadow. You were going to feel your positive at the same time, your shadow. You may have been thinking in the past, present, future. You feel like all the timelines were merging together. That's what it felt like to me. I felt like, wait a minute. I felt third, fourth, fifth dimension, maybe even a little bit of sixth. And I went, whoa, okay, let's come back down a little bit. And yeah, I do. I pop around with that because of being connected and working with that so much. The more you work with it, of course, the more spiritual fitness you would have. And we're going to go through a couple of the different aspects that can happen when you start awakening, what we can do about it, and how the energy with the new moon coming up and this whole new beginning, how it's a little bit different from before, but then not really. And so we're going all over the place at the same time. We're going to walk through that overwhelm together, and you're going to see that the overwhelm is not really the best word. It's I'm awakening. It's actually happening. I finally arrived. And that's one of the big hurdles is to stop an overwhelm like, and trying to stop it. It's more of a resistance to it. Think of it that way. That's like a resistance to it. So when we start to go through things, we have so many different aspects to look at. And I got notes galore here. Boy, that's really been happening lately. We have some email bag. We have a caller that I'll bring on when we come back from break. And we're just going to keep going on and on. Now, before we go to break, really quick, got about a minute. One of the biggest things that I saw happening with this new awakening that was coming in with people were, and when you start to realize, wait, this is my aha moment, you get really excited about it. And you want to share that, and you want somebody else to feel that. This was like, we're really on top of the world. We're excited. It's a positive. And then there's that disappointment comes in when you find that other people aren't on the same page with you, or they don't realize that. Or maybe someone close to you, they're not really interested. We need to be okay with that. And that's kind of a shocker that kind of hits us right between the eyes at the beginning. And I call it the charge hell with the squirt gun because we're so excited. We're going to go save the day. And trust me, I've been there, done that. I don't recommend it. It's the excitement of the new, and then we have to harness it. We've got this childlike energy that we have to harness and be more sage-like as we walk through this. And that's how the angels were going to come through with some of this recommendation on how to get through this energy, because we can't do another person's journey. We can only do ours. So I'll leave you with that thought for just a few minutes. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to power on. We're doing angel guidance. We're looking at the new moon coming up that's in Aries, along with the sun in Aries and the Venus retrograde. I know, isn't that an interesting combination? And we're also looking at spiritual awakening, overwhelm. So stay with us. I'm Dr. Jen. You're listening or viewing our video live stream over on my website, the-jenn-royster.com. We will be right back after the break.
Hi, this is Leslie Fontaine, and my show is Sheer Alchemy on transformationtalkradio.com. When we're bogged down with our emotions, the hardships that plague us in our relationships, at work, our finances, we literally can't see the higher plane where we could be operating from. Tune in to Leslie Fontaine, Sheer Alchemy, on
Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Artie Hoffman is the hottest psychic with the warmest heart and the host of the hit show Angels and Answers. A renowned psychic, medium, spiritual life coach, and an entertaining motivational speaker, Artie has helped over 15,000 people with his amazing intuitive gifts, his passion, and his humor. Call 877-ANGEL-02 to schedule a personal reading or to have your own psychic Artie party. That's 877-ANGEL-02. And visit ArtieHoffman.com and Angels and Answers on Facebook.
Are you ready for a game changer? Sarah Westall is bringing you Business Game Changers Radio. Sarah brings you leading experts, visionaries, and newsmakers who provide the best commentary on big issues and cutting-edge innovations. Sarah's 20 years as a business executive will help you think like an entrepreneur with expertise, energy, and attitude. Tune in to Business Game Changers Mondays at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
And we are back. Welcome to the show if you're just tuning in. We're talking about spiritual awakening, overwhelm, angel guidance, and the new moon coming up on the 28th of March. And what that energy, just a little bit of all of it, right? It was a lot. And we're going to have to go quick. And I want to bring up one more thing, and then we'll bring on a caller. The spiritual awakening, overwhelm. First of all, I want you to think about the word perfection. And when we talk about ego, we're usually talking about that personality, that side of us that's not our higher self, and talk about the ego and all that. Well, there's something called a spiritual ego, or the spiritual side of the ego, where it feels like I'm being spiritual. Yeah, I'm being spiritual. I'm doing everything right. I'm doing it all perfect. And then your awakening happens. And you're like stressing out. You're overwhelmed because it's not going perfect in your ego's mind. Okay? Your soul sees it as absolutely perfect. So I want to give you that to, kind of ponder on a little bit, because that will cause most of the overwhelm. Is this isn't how it should be. I should feel happy bliss and everything calm down and all of my physical everything be perfect and, instant and perfect. And I'm exaggerating that a bit. I know it kind of gradually comes on, or it's gentle in some areas, but I'm just trying to make a point here. If we feel overwhelmed with awakening, we have fear creeping in, we have resistance to it. I know, got to tell you the truth, because I feel it too, and I have to address mine too. It's the truth. It's the truth and how I understand this. Okay, I'm giving you what I learned from experience and what I understand and what direct from my guidance. And this mindset of, okay, now that I'm spiritual, I need to act spiritual. I have to be perfect, and all this stuff. No, you're not going to be perfect. The awakening is about anything but that as far as the ego is concerned. As far as the soul is concerned, it's absolutely perfect, because it is remolding you and bringing out the very best of you and bringing to the surface the sides of you really don't want to deal with, that you need to deal with, or that need to be healed, that need to be released. So that's one of the big ones I wanted to make sure I said. So with that, let's bring on the caller, Brian, for a question.
All right, and it's Deborah from Missouri. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. Welcome, Deborah. What you got going on? Hello, I'm right here.
Well, I have two.
Is she there?
Okay, I have two questions. One is,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead with your question.
Is the names of my guardian angels, and the other one is having sore gums.
Having sore gum?
Yeah, my gums being sore. Yeah, like on my left side, like I had a long time ago. And yeah, sore, SORE. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about this product that you see sometimes in things. I think I see that on packaging somewhere. Okay, I understand what your question is. And you wanted to know the name of guardian angel. Honestly, when I see your guardian angel come through, it is... the first thing that came to my mind was a Felicia, a Philly, and it feels feminine, and it's free-spirited, because it wants you to not worry about just going for it. And so that was that question. Now, going into the sore gums. Okay. That one is interesting, and I've heard that from other people. I even had it one day, and I want to talk about some of the physical things with this spiritual awakening thing, and everybody's feeling it. The spiritual awakening is affecting, we're opening the heart. First of all, this is part of what I'm going to talk about, and this will answer your question. It's opening the heart so we feel more. It's right beside the heart. For those that are not familiar with chakras, that's the fourth chakra right near the real heart. Okay, it's an energy center. And right below it, right at your solar plexus, is the third chakra, or this, the third chakra. It's right beside it. So the ones that are beside the heart, the one under it and the one above it, will feel a little bit from that one opening up. The third one is going to affect digestive. Your teeth are part of that. It's chewing on it. It's digesting everything that's going on and accepting it. Sore gums is like, I feel like I'm over chewing, or am I over digesting? And sometimes people will feel it up here more into the fifth with expression of themselves, their true self, or feeling like they can't, or feeling like they got to stuff it down. And other people are going to feel it in a different part of their digestion. And we just won't go into those details. But this is coming from the shift and everything vibrating and changing within you, because our chakras are updating too. And one of the biggest things that your guardian, it's funny how you asked about the guardian angel, because I feel that one around you just dancing and, in joy. And it's like, I'm bring in the joy, bring in the joy, bring in the joy, and less thinking about what you should do or what isn't being done the way you think it should be done. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I've been really trying to figure out what to do with my gums. I tried to switch toothpaste, and that didn't seem to help. And the dentist says I might have to have something done to my tooth, but they were going to give me a chance till I came back, which is in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, I've been going through a lot of stuff. Right.
Well, some very harmless things, and you can look this up, and I'll go quickly, are just coconut oil. That has, I'm not saying, do that and fix everything. Go look it up. But it's got properties in it that are antibacterial and that are very gentle. So, you could put that. I mean, I've done that. I've used peroxide. And you have to look and see what's going to work for you. And I'm not trying to say people go do all these things. You have to go look at that. Some people think, that's crazy, don't do that. I've heard dentists say, don't do that, that's insane. I'm not even trying to go there. That's not what we're trying to do here in this show. But everything that we have happening physically is a response of our bodies calibrating and upgrading. So you're looking for, why would this be coming up here in around the fifth chakra? Okay. Why would that happen? Because it's coming from your heart to the fifth chakra, and this is the energy of it. But yeah, you have to tend to some things that might be happening there. And I get that. But I do all kinds of things that are natural, and I'm always looking for that. And that's what I do. And it works very well. But you have to see and if that would work for you in your situation. So, but Deborah, thank you for calling in with that. I was going to talk about that with the way it's affecting the chakras, and that was actually what your question and your answer was. That was very interesting. You always call in when it's the right timing. Have you ever noticed that synchronicity?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd rather go on natural myself, too. Yeah, I said a lot, but I'm going to run because we're going to go to break in just a moment here. But thank you for that. And just look for a little bit more joy in it and not trying so hard. And with that, I'll say goodbye to you, and I'm going to keep going. We sometimes are just making it so hard, and because life's been hard for hundreds, thousands of years here on Earth, it's been really hard. Fifth dimension is a very different experience, which is available, which is here, which is coming in even stronger, and it's going to keep going that way. Third, fourth, and fifth going on right now. So third, and to find out where you're resonating and to really understand where you are in this, third is the old way. Third is, the fear of, the prevention, the fighting, just the old way it's always been that you probably know by like the back of your hand. And a lot of that programming comes through generations and generations and,
power struggles, and you name it. Fourth dimension is in between. It's a transitional dimension, but it's not completely at fifth. You will feel, and this right here is why I want to talk about this. The spiritual overwhelm is usually going to be you're hovering in the third floor. You get a glimpse of 5, but you're kind of more in the 4th, and you feel like you might be in 5th. But why aren't you, or why does it feel like it does? Because there's still something in that fear or the perfectionism and the ego side of it, like it should be done this way, or there's something of a lower frequency is keeping you from going all the way into the 5th. And because 5th, none of that can exist. Absolutely none of it. 5th is only going to have, the higher frequencies. It won't have the fear. It won't have the resist, all of those things. So that's how we can decipher that. When we go into 3rd and we go back and forth, we feel like we've plummeted if we've been up high. But immediately when you are going through something, where am I with this? How am I responding? And quickly, before I go to break, like in Deborah's case, my sore in my mouth, or why am I having a stomach ache, or why am I having headaches? Ask your body, what is it trying to tell you? It's trying to give you a message. It's trying to give you a clue. And when we tend to nurture that, it starts to open it up. Instead of looking at it as a problem, look at it as a learning experience and more awareness coming in. I know some are harder than others, but that is really one of the big keys in that. We've got to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to keep powering on with Spiritual Awakening Overwhelm. I've got some angel guidance with Archangel Shanuel. We have a couple messages from the email bag that we want to answer, and we want to talk about that new moon coming up and how that will be. So stay with us. I'm Dr. Jen. You're listening or watching our video live stream, The Jen-Royster Show. We'll be right back after the break.
When your body is awakened, your spirit comes alive. Dana Canetto is a transformational guide, embodiment coach, and spiritual mentor assisting women in realigning with their truth and embodying who they are by connecting to the wisdom of their body. Tune in every month on Transformation Talk Radio and the Dr. Pat Show Network for Body Divinity Radio with Dana Canetto. For more information on Dana and her services, visit danacanetto.com. That's DANACANNETO.com.
Artie Hoffman is the hottest psychic with the warmest heart and the host of the hit show Angels and Answers. A renowned psychic, medium, spiritual life coach, and an entertaining motivational speaker, Artie has helped over 15,000 people with his amazing intuitive gifts, his passion, and his humor. Call 877-ANGEL-02 to schedule a personal reading or to have your own psychic Artie party. That's 877-ANGEL-02. And visit artiehoffman.com and Angels and Answers on Facebook.
Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Gifted intuitive healer and spiritual teacher Sarah Luce brings her unique style to the hit show Small Steps, Big Breakthrough Radio on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Tune in each month as Sarah turns reality on end and shows us how to experience expansive results with simple yet powerful steps. Expect an enlightening bend on what you currently believe is possible. For show details and upcoming topics, visit SarahLuce.com. That's SarahLoos.com.
Do you ever feel as if you're working twice as hard but only getting half as far? Are you trying to connect with your path in life and finding it elusive? Mainstream Metaphysics Radio is a weekly call-in show where we harness our connection with the universe and use what is in our power to affect change for optimal success and happiness. This hit show bridges the divide between what is and what we do not know. Eve, named one of the country's top psychics, also known as the MBA psychic, invites you on this journey for this live call-in show with readings, featured guests, leaders, and visionaries in both business and spiritual callings. So join Eve Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com as she takes metaphysics mainstream. For more information about Eve, visit EliteTarot.com. That's EliteTarot.com.
And we are back. Welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Jen, and we're talking about spiritual awakening overwhelm. We're talking about angel guidance for that and the new moon coming up. So I want to give you a couple of tips here on some things that you may or may not be experiencing, or you can apply to what you are experiencing. So we talked a little bit about the digestion. That was one of them. You may have experienced, or you might be feeling some appetite changes. You might be losing your appetite. If you've really been working with spirituality a lot, you might have felt a loss of appetite. I did do that this week for a couple of days. I just didn't want anything. And then I said, well, you got to make sure you have some healthy stuff there. So when I did eat, I made sure it was something very healthy. I love my deep leafy greens. I love that kind of stuff. This is a great opportunity for a detox if you need it. Another thing is, and that will help you, and extra water. If you find that you want to drink the water and you're craving it, please listen to that and do it. But the water is really going to help flush out the old energies that are trying to leave. So don't hold them, right? Another thing is if you had a flair for addictions, maybe you got an addiction to something, whether it's a food or chocolate or whatever it is you have, alcohol, drugs, whatever that addiction might be. It could be not even related to something like that. It could be something else. But what is the addiction? If you're having a flare up with that, that's part of the resistance to what you're feeling coming in and pushing you to be different and change. And the biggest thing when I was talking about the third, fourth, fifth dimensions on where you are, why are we feeling all of these at the same time? It's really a gift if you can look at this positively. When you can feel all of them like this, you are in the awakening for sure. But why? Third's going to show you what's old. If you are feeling it in that experience, why is this happening to me? Or, any of that negative stuff or the way it was, the old, you're probably resonating at third. And you can change that. You can move to a different frequency, okay? Fourth, it's good. You're aware. You're good. But there's still this fear of diving in and taking that step to change it up and do what you need to do. And you know what you need to do. But there's that fear holding you back. That's a good example of fourth. Fifth, there is no hesitation. You're diving into whatever you want to change with excitement. You're living the dream. That doesn't mean it's not going to be hard. It doesn't mean that there won't be some work to do, but your attitude toward it is completely afraid of the challenges. You're just doing this thing. You're going for it. Now, here's where the new moon comes in. That's going to be incredible for right now on this big new beginning change. I love the timing of this. So let's look at that. And then I'm going to give you some things that Archangel Shamuel gave me to give to you. But if I need to tell you this part first, it'll make more sense. This new moon coming in on March 27, 28 is in Aries moon. It's an Aries new moon. What is a moon? Moon is very much about the emotions, that side of us. Our sun is also in Aries, just went in. It's been transitioning since that equinox from Pisces into Aries. So now you got the sun's in Aries, which is the first sign, the beginning of all of it. You have the moon in Aries, and we still have a little bit of the Venus retrograde floating around out there, and that's going to be out there for a while, which is part of why this entire year is going to be affecting relationships in some way. You choose which way you want that to happen. It really is a choice. If there's something that needs to go away, you need to end something. If you need something new, if you need to get healthy first so you can bring in something more positive, all of that. But love is going to be a focal point this year. Venus also will take you through the path of your finances. It's a little bit more of the Taurus is, the April one coming up behind it, but Venus is very much about that. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be negative. It feels like, wait a minute, it feels like all this Aries energy, go, 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 and just do it. Yes, we need that energy to not be afraid, to dive in and just choose fifth, just choose it, just do it. This energy is really going to support you in that. Then you have this little bit of Venus there floating around. Venus is the love planet, right? But when it's retrograde, it's kind of making you reflect a little bit about how you want this to go. And it'll feel like it's a conflict. There's more positive here than there is negative. So don't stay focused on that smaller portion, okay? It's not like that at all. Go with the positive that you have the energy behind you. You'll have more incentive. You'll have this drive to just do it and go and make those changes you've been needing to change. We're now in the new beginning, so make your new beginning happen. Nobody's going to do this for you. The energy will respond to you much quicker than you expect. I was testing this, actually, and that sounds very scientific the way I say it. I wouldn't say it's actually a test because I believe wholeheartedly in what I'm sharing with you, and it works for me. But I said, let me just sit down. I have no idea how I'm going to do this, so let me just sit down and try whatever. And boom. And then there was this huge response. And so from the universe I'm talking about, like, yes, do that. So it doesn't matter if it's you just want to try a new recipe, or you want to get a different job, or you want to change this relationship issue, or you want to improve you. Now, remember, taking care of you is extremely important, and that Venus retrograde is going to push you more for the self-love, because that's very, very, very important in our ascension to fifth. You need the self-love. You need to have your balance there. And so where does from Archangel Chamuel? So I asked him, I said, we have a lot going on here. We have all of this, new awakening. We're feeling all these different things emotionally, or we might be feeling physical things. And your physical body is just the result of what's happening energetically. Remember, your physical body is the last place you'll feel anything going on at the other levels, whether it's mental, spiritual, all of that. Your higher self is where you want to be with this. The open heart, whenever you are connecting and you're allowing that heart open to love and send love out and receive it, you're tapping in and connecting with your higher self. Your higher self, your soul self, your true self knows the way to your happiness, your joy, your bliss, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, keep going. It knows the way. The resistance and the overwhelm is coming from that other part of us not allowing or trusting that higher self side of us to drive the ship. It's not trusting it. It's trying to keep and do it the old way with control. And that's how you're going to know where you are. It's going to show you. It's like, because you're going to see it more than you ever did before. We've been talking about stuff like this for years in metaphysics, but we're really living it now. So it's going to be a lot easier on what learn or study about with this. Even the actions that I have completely changed, and they needed to, because everything that we did before, and I've been connected since I was a child, worked great, but now it's in a different place. And that class is almost ready. I was working on it all day yesterday, guys, so hang in there. I'm going to put something together that's really going to help you with that. That's a deeper study that can't do in a radio show, so that's for those that really want to dive into that, and that will be up on my website very soon. So what did Archangel Chamuel say about this? I asked him, I go, what should I share? What's going on here? And he says, first of all, do you a huge favor when you're feeling the overwhelm or the chaotic, right? He said, you've got to, with this energy, with this Aries energy, the shadow side of that is to be reactive or be impatient. You got to take it in stride. You take the energy side of it, the childlike energy, the go, go, go energy. But you have to bring in the grown-up part. We have to be a grown-up and wait and take your deep breath before you respond. Slow down before you react. Slow down before you just go. So you're going to be diving in and you're going to be changing, but you're going to go, okay, get your head clear and be fully present. Make sure you can feel the bottom of your feet on the floor. That's how you can ground yourself very quickly so you're not flying faster than you can keep up with. He said that's going to help tremendously with this. Also, he said, hang on a minute, let me look. There it is. Okay. The whole thing about knowing that third and fourth, he said if you're reacting and you feel like you got upset or you're just, letting it spin you out, you're falling into you're spinning back and forth between the different dimensions, which I did bring up earlier. So I won't repeat that again, but the higher self is the best captain for your ship. So that's where you want to trust. So we got to take a short break. Gosh, these breaks come fast. I feel like I'm in a timeline that's moving quicker. I'm in the future before I'm in the past and the present. It's everywhere. Stay with us. We will be right back after the break.
What is a brilliant culture? And how do we create them? Why are they important? Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you design a culture that is authentic, innovative, and successful. Learn how to create change with Cultural Brilliance Radio, the DNA of organizational excellence, and Claudette Rowley. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit ClaudetteRowley.com.
Bree Gibbs is a 4th-generation high priestess with the knowledge to raise your vibration and conscious creation. Offering a wide variety of services from goddess light and shamanic healing seminars to private reading sessions, Bree works with you so you too can stand in your own power. Isn't it about time you took your life into your own hands? For more information about Bree's services and products, visit silvergaia.com. That's silvergaia.com.
Chris Stanis is a spiritual leader and healer and teaches a course on how you can transform your life through a meditation and healing system that will manifest your spirit's dreams. She manifested the Women of Wisdom Conference, the Women of Wisdom book, and this radio show. And she can show you how to change your life, too. Are you ready? Visit the website and contact her at voicesofwomentoday.com. That's voicesofwomentoday.com.
To see your life from an angel's perspective, book a personal consultation with Claire Candy Huff, angelic walk-in angel Ariel at Angel Healing House. Candy provides intuitive counseling, Reiki, and angel readings in person in Los Angeles or nationally and internationally via phone or Skype. She will channel the practical tools you need to transform your life. Call now, 831-277-3716, or visit angelhealinghouse.com.
Tune in to Mainstream Metaphysics Radio to harness your connection with the universe to effect change for optimal success and happiness. Named one of the country's top psychics, Eve now brings her insights and gifts to this weekly hit call-in show, joined by visionaries, leaders, and gifted others, but mostly you. Jot it down, Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
And we are back for the last segment. I'm going to read a couple of emails that we got in the email bag. If you just tuned in, you might want to go back and get the archive. We always have archives of the show. And I want to say thank you to everybody that has been listening or watching, because wow, we're really growing leaps and bounds. I'm working really hard. I have a lot coming in for you recently, so we're working with that. We've been talking about that spiritual overwhelm. So here we go. We have, for the first one, we have Rita. Rita asks, what would my angels and guides like to tell me about the direction I am going in right now? I feel I am being guided to continue with the business we just started and also start another business at the same time. My goodness, we're busy. Is this a good idea? I am more excited about the new business, creating more time, freedom for me in the future. Will it work? Okay. What are we worried about by asking, will it work? And this is coming from Michael immediately. Wow, I'm getting a chill. And she does say, thanks, Jen. I listen to you every week. She listens on podcasts because she can't right in the middle of the day. Messages seem to be a light for her every week. Always right on track with what's going on. I appreciate your energy and the angel guidance. Love you, Rita. And I wanted to say thank you for that. I wanted to acknowledge that, and I appreciate it. And we love you, too. So here we go. Michael comes in, and he says, wow, you've got a passion and an excitement in the new business. That energy is going to manifest because that's where your joy is. Wherever the joy is what's going to manifest quite quickly now. Right now, you're doing a little bit of both. You just passed through the equinox, which I find interesting because that's that balancing act, and we, feeling a little, you're in transition, nothing to worry about. It will transition when you're trust in where you want to be. The fear is work. Do you hear? Is it going to work? So that would show you're resonating with that. Did the business end? That's fantastic. It's a means to an end. Enjoy the journey of the transition. It's a little bit of both right now, but not to worry. Keep your joy and excitement about where you're headed. But if we are in our joy and we love and we put a little bit of love into where we are in the now creates tomorrow. So love where you are now, too. You'd be surprised how much that makes a difference. Some people go, I don't really love where I am now. And that's the part that you're going to be wrapping your brain around a little bit. But Michael says, you know what? Call me to help you release anything that needs to get out of the way, especially the fear, and you will find things will progress very quickly. So that was for Rita. We have another one that, holy moly, this one is like a SOS, and this comes from Gary in New Jersey. Oh, Gary, sending you out a little bit of love there on this one. He's like, please ask the angels, why was my car recently totaled? And why is the driver's insurance company being extremely difficult? Oh, Gary. Okay. First, where is the reaction in that? Because Mike comes through again with this. There is a battling energy that I feel around the whole thing. There's a fight, it's like, the insurance company, this and that. We're going, and this whole show is a kind of an answer for yours. But where is the energy and where is the thought? Is it in resistance? Is it a fight? Is it, why did this happen to me? And here we are being all spiritual and we're good, but why did it happen? Oh, I have things happen to me even when I'm on my best day. Oh, my absolute best. Things happen. There's a reaction in it. And what's interesting is sometimes we will get driven by a big event like something like this. And I'm hoping you're okay. You said your car got totaled. First thing I thought of, well, how about you? Are you okay? He's obviously able to type, thank goodness. But I just want to say that. Where's the thankfulness? I'm alive. I'm good. I'm okay. And what did the car, here was the thing that came through. What did the car represent to you? And there was an energy about the car that this is something for you to explore. This is for you to explore. But it wasn't like something was done to you. There's an experience here that's taking you through something to learn, release. There's something that will be like, oh, that's it. That's what I need to release. the car is representing something to get rid of. And the way it was totaled is kind of the analogy of that. Is it the way you're traveling and moving spiritually? This is kind of like dream analogy to me because I'm seeing some interesting insights for you. And I could go on and on and on, but basically you have some interesting choices to make in how you're making your journey through your spiritual awakening. The car, maybe it was like, maybe this isn't the best way for you to travel. Maybe it would be a different way. Not literal in the car, but maybe the universe is going to bless you with a new one. I don't know. What I am saying is Michael's bringing this in as a dream analogy, and I found that very interesting for you. And so the car represents your mode of travel. The spiritual awakening overwhelm is now what? Now what? Now what? Why is it being so difficult? Where's this? That's representing the resistance and the fight against. So look, take out the literal car totaled and insurance company issue and apply it to where inside of me with my journey and my spiritual quest here, am I resisting or fighting? Am I fighting something against myself? Am I fighting about something that I need to change? Because this was kind of a sudden change. And I wish you so much for that, Gary, because that's a tough one. My goodness. And guys, to close out, and thank you guys for sending those in. And thank you everyone for listening. Now here, before we wrap this up, because we're going to have to go here in just a minute, I am definitely working on this class. It's going to be angelic connections and how we can connect now into the new, okay, how we can connect moving forward. And it's not that we're not now. It's not that anything is wrong with what it is, but we have different dimensions going on at the same time. I'm going to be working to show those that are interested, if you want to do this one, how we would be doing that in a fifth dimension world and how it would be working with that. When we go into spiritual awakening and it starts to feel overwhelming, take your deep breath, like Archangel Samuel said. Work on your detoxing. Work on giving yourself something healthy, whether it's eat healthier, go for a walk, get a little more exercise, drink the extra water. Take time out to make sure that you're not trying to do everything so fast for you're going to be late at everything. That's an old way of thinking of it. There is no rushing. There is no time thing here when we're working on a higher frequency. So that'll kind of tell you, it's like, okay, if we're trying to be fifth, but we're still in third, it'll feel weird like that. If you're in fourth and you're like, wow, I feel pretty good about where I want to go, but I don't know. It sounds to me like a lot of times that's where people are right now because you're right in the middle. And you'll get these glimpses of either one. But the angels have absolutely said, slow down, take a deep breath, clean it up. We are there with you. We're walking right beside you. But the biggest thing that they want me to share with you is it's time to trust your higher self. If it's not driving your ship, sailing your ship, however you want to call that, it's time to change that. Because moving forward, that's going to be bumpy. So it's the higher self now that's a priority, that they are driving the point here. They say the higher self, your soul knows where you need to be. Just go with that. And any resistance is going to be within the self. So this is all internal battling that we're working out, okay? Guys, I'm out of time. I go as fast as I can, and I have so much I want to share with you. But we are here every week on Thursdays live, and we always have the archives out there if you missed the live one. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next time here on the Jen Royster Show. Namaste.
You've You've been listening to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. Remember to tune in each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Dr. Jen Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. If you've missed any part of this show or any other show, visit www.jenroyster.com and TransformationTalkRadio.com.